Hey everybody! Today's video, as you can see, is going to be another decluttering my makeup collection video. I recently did the first one, which was decluttering my palette collection, where I showed you pretty much all of my eyeshadow palettes, although I didn't include a couple of them, which I don't know why. But anyways, I got rid of a ton of palettes, and I gave a few to my sisters, a few to my friends, and I also gave the rest to a domestic violence women's shelter here in the city I live. So I was really happy to do that, and just so you know, I will continue to keep that organization in mind in case I am talking in the videos like I'm giving this stuff away and it's like, is it all going to waste? Is it going to the dumpster? Where is it? I do have quite a few blushes here, not as many as I've seen other YouTubers have, but blush is definitely my favorite makeup thing to buy. I love it. I don't know what it is. I just love it. And so we're gonna get started. It's probably gonna be a long video. Sorry, not sorry. First, I wanna talk about the blushes that I have in my Z palette. This is where I have like my magnetic deep hand blushes. So the first one, I'm just gonna jump in. So the first one is this one from Inglot, and this is their AMC blush in the number 70. Really bright, fun, coral shade. Very good texture too, and it's very highly pigmented. I think the Inglot blushes are really, really nice, and they're very inexpensive. Next, I have a few Makeup Geek blushes, which are also great quality. This one is Love Affair, and just a really nice, everyday, kind of neutrally warm pink. Then I have Hanky Panky from Makeup Geek, and I don't love this one so much. I just don't use it that much because it is very light, and I just don't think that it shows up that well on my skin, but I probably will still hold on to it. The other blush that I have from Makeup Geek that is absolutely perfect is the shade Infatuation. And this is just a really nice, neutrally nudish terracotta color. I absolutely love shades like that. You'll begin to see a similar trend here. I have a blush from Palladio, which is a brand that's found at Ulta, but I really do like this one. You'll just have to kind of look at the color and decide if you want to get that one or not, because I don't know the name of it at all, but there's only like 4 shades available. So between the colors, you should be able to pick out which one it is if you do like how that one is swatched. The rest of the blushes in here are from MAC, so I'll start with those. The top one here, I love, like, oh my god, and I'm talking about Pinch Me. This is so beautiful. Like, I really need to wear it more. I absolutely love it. What I find with some of MAC's blushes are they look kind of like, yeah, nice, but kind of boring in the pan. But when you swatch them and wear them, it's a totally different story, so keep that in mind. I think my first MAC blush that I ever bought is this one, and this is Peaches. Really, really like that one. Next is a newer blush to me, and this is Copper Tone from MAC. You can see it's very similar to the Infatuation blush from Makeup Geek. I really, really like these tones. One of the only shimmery shades of blush that I have is from MAC, and this is called Sunbask. I bought this a year ago, and I didn't get hardly any use out of it, but this past summer, I really, really did like it, and I'm finally like getting use out of it. So very glad I have that one in my collection. My favorite MAC blush of all time is Melba from MAC. When I first started my YouTube channel and started watching videos on YouTube, I saw a lot of people talking about this one, and I was kind of like, okay, I mean, it looks really, like I said, boring. And then again, you swatch it, you wear it, and it is the perfect everyday blush. It's just so amazing. I love it. The last 2 blushes in this palette are against both MAC, and I don't use either of these like basically at all. Out of the 2, I wear this one a little bit more, and this is called Style, and it's like a peachy, shimmery shade of blush, and it's a little light. I don't love shimmer in my blush. It's just not my favorite thing. I love a matte blush all day long, but a shimmer, it has to be the right color, and it has to be the right kind of shimmer, so I don't love that one. And a blush that I bought on a recommendation here on YouTube that I literally have never worn in my life. It's so disappointing. Is this one, and this is called Well Dressed. You can see how light it is, and it does have shimmer in it as well, and I just don't see how this is going to work on my skin. The one thing in here that I would definitely consider giving away is the Well Dressed shade right here. I have a few other little like makeup quads, trios, palettes, so I will talk about those. I'll talk about the Smashbox one first, and I do have a video where I do an entire review of it, so I will link that down below. I still love this palette. I think this is so great. I love all of the shades in here. They're absolutely beautiful. There is a shimmer peachy blush in here, but the rest are matte. And I just think they're all really good quality. I love the color selection. If this is still available at Nordstrom, because it was a Nordstrom exclusive, I will leave it linked down below. But very happy to have this palette in my collection. Probably the newest purchase out of all of these is from e.l.f. The palette is so hard to open, which really pisses me off, but I recently talked about this in my e.l.f. makeup favorites video that I did, which I can also link down below if you want to see it. But I think this is great. They have a light version, which is this one, and they also have a dark one. I think these are very good quality for the price. This palette was $6 for 4 very good quality blushes, so I'm super happy with that. Won't be giving that away anytime soon. Here's a palette or a trio that I feel like I could give away because I just don't really use it that much. This is from Sleek Makeup, and this is their Sweet Cheeks Blush by 3 trio. And it has a cream blush right here and then 2 other just powder shades. This one in the middle is pretty unique. I don't have too many blushes like it. It kind of has like a purple/lavender undertone. And then of course we just have the really hot pink. So now we're getting into the individual blushes, and I'll try to go by like brand. So I have 3 of the Milani Baked blushes, and I got both of the matte ones, if you guys remember when they came out with matte blushes. One is Delicioso Pink, which is another cool tone blush, very bright. I think it's really nice. These Milani blushes are great quality, great texture. And then the other one is Bella Rosa, which is pretty dark but also bright at the same time. Really like that one as well. Won't be getting rid of either of those. This is the famous Luminoso, and this looks in the pan like so light, and that's why it took me so long to buy it, because it's so light looking. Like every time I would hear somebody talk about it, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna go try it. And then I'd look at it in the pan and be like, I'm not wearing that. Like that's the lightest thing I've ever seen in my life. And even swatched it is, but it still looks pretty on the cheeks. I'm not 100% obsessed with it like everybody else is, so I could possibly give this away, but it's also kind of just nice to have. It's a very well-known blush. I'm gonna set that one aside as well. Let's talk about some NYX blushes. I think I just have 3 here, surprisingly. I have one that is cinnamon and this one that is bourgeois pig, and these are actually from like right when I started filming my channel. I got both of these blushes and I was super excited. These are both really nice blushes. NYX, of course, is an inexpensive brand. It was fun to have like a really bright orange pop of color and then this mid-tone pink. They're both really nice. I could definitely get rid of them and probably not miss them. And the last blush that I have from NYX is one of their newer HD blushes. This is in the shade Summer. Really bright, vibrant coral. Like this is something where it's kind of like, be a little careful because it is freaking pigmented. It is bright. It has a sheen to it. Such a fun blush for summer. I really like this one. I have one Jordana blush. This is in the shade Apple Cheeks. This is a really pretty blush. It is kind of unique to my collection because of how peachy pink it is. It's really pretty. They're about $2.99, $2.49, something like that. I mean, who sells blushes for $2.50? Like no one that I know. So I think that's amazing. I have another blush from Inglot, and this is still in the pan, and this is in the shade number 62. Very bright, vibrant fuchsia shade. Definitely don't have anything else like this in my collection. Really pigmented, really soft, like Oh my gosh, I want like a dress this color or something. So pretty. I actually do want to pull this one out more. Now that it's fall, I don't know how much use I'll get out of it, but every time I swatch it, I'm like, damn, like that is pretty. Like I need to put that on my face. That's kind of what she said. I have one blush from Sigma. This is in the shade Serene, and this is a really pretty everyday blush. I actually wore this week, and it's really nice. I like the quality. I like the shade. It's again that very like neutral, nudish, slightly terracotta shade. I think I will give this one away just because I do have a few other shades like it, and I just think that like my sisters would like it or something, or a friend, but it is really nice. I just don't think I'll be like crying if I don't have it anymore. Does that make sense? I have two blushes from Cargo Cosmetics. I do like this blush, and it is pretty shimmery. I don't really use it that much as a blush anymore. What I do use it for though is a blush topper, which is kind of reminding me maybe that's what I'll do with the MAC Well Dressed shade, because this has like a really nice sheen to it, and I really like how it looks like on the tops of my cheeks. So I don't think I'll give this away just yet. I'm going to try to get more use out of it. And then the other Cargo blush is Laguna, and talk about orange. Like it does not get much more orange than this, and I love that. And I will probably keep this one because it's so orange and beautiful, and orange anything I just absolutely love. Oh, I actually have another blush from Milani. I forgot because it's in a different packaging. This is one of their newer blushes to their collection, and this is one in the like rose shape, and it is also matte, which I was excited to find. This is in the shade Romantic Rose, and beautiful packaging. I love like how this is much more slender. You do get a lot of product in this one as well. Really beautiful, drugstore priced blush. I mean, this is very comparable in color to MAC's Melba. I think it's a perfect everyday blush. If you're like somebody who doesn't really know what blush to wear with an eye look or with a lip or, you know, certain colors, you cannot go wrong with this type of color. I definitely will be keeping that, and I really like it. I have one of the Clinique blushes, the Cheek Pop blushes, and this is in the shade Ginger Pop. I kind of like wish it was a little more pigmented. That being said, it is nice when blush, if you don't want to go too heavy-handed, you have a blush like that you can like build up. But I'm not really a build up kind of girl. Like I'm like, put it on, I want to see the blush right now. So it's the only thing is I feel like I have to keep dipping my brush in, but is that really that big of a deal? Not really. Another blush that I'm like, oh my god, I will always love this blush. This is one of the In-Stain blushes from the Balm Cosmetics, which you can find at Kohl's or online. This is in the shade Swiss Dot. I remember pinning this on Pinterest because I like wanted this so bad, and then finally I got it. And the In-Stain blushes are great because they really do like stain your cheeks, and it will stay on all day. And of course, it is an orangey, terracotta, peachy shade that I think is so beautiful all year round, really. Very pigmented, very nice quality, and plenty of product in here too. Quite surprisingly, we only have a few more. I'll talk about Nars next. I only have 3. One is another little sample size that came in some sort of Sephora kit, and this is in the shade Deep Throat, and I don't like this blush. I'm gonna give it away. It has a ton of like glitter flecks in it, and it's just not something that I like. I mean, I never pull it out to use it. It's just too glittery for me. Like, I don't like it. I mean, it's cute and stuff. I love how small this is, but it's just not something that I reach for like ever at all. It's really just taking up space. The other one, some of you are going to be super surprised, is Orgasm from Nars. This is like the most hyped up blush I've ever seen, and some people do genuinely love it. I don't like it at all. Like, I can count on one hand how many times I've used this blush. It's not pigmented. It's really not. It's not pigmented, like, at all. And it's very glittery. The concept of the shade is really pretty. Like, I love, wow, like, it's really orangey pink and has like gold reflex in it. No, we're talking gold glitter, and it's not pigmented. So definitely going to be giving this away. I know some people love that blush, so hopefully I'll have a friend or my sisters or somebody will get really nice use out of that, because I haven't used it very much at all. I mean, there's tons of product left in there. The last blush from Nars that I have and am obsessed with, like literally bury me in this blush. I am so in love with it. This is in the shade Liberté. Wow, guys, like favorite fall and winter blush of my entire life. So warm, so terracotta. It actually looks kind of scary in the pan. Like, I can see why someone would pick that up and be like, no thank you, that's way too dark. But it's not, it's pigmented, but it's not pigmented to where it's like you have to be super careful with it. It looks so beautiful on so many different skin tones. I don't know if I'd recommend this if you're like super fair, but I'm not very tan right now, and I think it looks really good on my skin. And then of course, deeper skin tones can also wear this. Wow, I love this blush so much. Clearly passionate about it, and one of my absolute favorites in my entire collection. I only have 2 blushes left. They are my beloved Too Faced Love Flush blushes. I've talked about these like kind of a lot already, and they didn't come out that long ago. One is in Your Love is King, and one is in Baby Love. Baby Love is another one of those colors that you cannot go wrong with. It goes with everything. Very nudish neutral. Love it. And Your Love is King looks pretty dark and pretty intimidating in the pan, but it just looks so pretty on your skin. Like, I just think it's another blush like Liberté that so many different skin tones can wear, whether it's a light hand, heavy hand. So nice. And the other great thing about these blushes, besides the adorable packaging, is they're 16-hour blushes. So it's another blush that is actually long wearing. If you have problems with maybe your blush is like on and then throughout the day it's just like disappeared, definitely try one of these cheek stains or these 16-hour blushes, because I think you really will notice a difference, and I recommend them. So that concludes my blush collection. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below, or if you have any blush recommendations for me, because I will probably immediately get my hands on them. As you can see, I'm not really giving away that many. I think there was only 3 or 4 that I was willing to part with. That being said, I'm still glad that I went through and decluttered some of my collection. I found a few blushes that I feel like I should wear a little bit more often, and I found a couple blushes that maybe I'm going to try to wear different ways to see if I can get more use out of them. So I do hope you guys enjoyed again. Thank you so much for watching, clicking on this video. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy it and if you like this little series, please give it a thumbs up so that my videos can kind of be seen around the YouTube area and other people can find my channel. The next decluttering video will be my highlighters. So if you're interested in that, please subscribe so you don't miss out. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I would love to see you guys there as well, and I'll see you also in my next video. Bye.